I put on subscribers only because it tries to weed out people. Some people get really mean and nasty because they don't understand spirituality. I didn't understand it, but I wasn't rude and nasty under people's videos. I just scroll by what I don't believe in, or I scroll by what I don't agree with. If it's recommended to me, I make sure that YouTube knows not to recommend that channel to me again because I'm an adult. Yeah, girl, I know you got bed. Hey, Becky. So yeah, I have to be at election not practice, training in 3 hours. So I'm like, I'm just gonna stay up. Hi. Ooh. Oh, what energy? This is really interesting, guys. We have an 8 of Cups and a 9 of Pentacles. What the heck? Hold on. And a 7 of Swords. Oh, I didn't kill. I know this isn't about Pete. What the heck? Okay. 9 of Pentacles is the card that we often get when we're talking about the things being re-examined. Okay, so these are bad. Hey, Sean. All right, so I don't know where my headphones are. Get rid of them. I just don't want to speak loud. I don't want to speak loud. I don't want to speak loud because it's 4 o'clock in the morning. I think I took them to my car. Okay, I'm gonna have to go get them. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go get them. Well, that's because I took out my headphones. I don't like doing that because it feels like I have to talk louder. So hold on. I'm gonna go get them. Where are my keys? It's just our door makes noise. See, somebody did wake up. All of a sudden, my mom has a cough. All right. So, I figure I'll go get my calendar book also. You full on fans all over? Hi. It's so hot. Alrighty here. And we're charged enough. I probably should. Okay. They say wired headphones are better than the Bluetooth things because I have the other um, headphones too. You know, the little ones that you clip and the lapel mics and stuff. I have all those as well. But the problem with them is, like, I've recorded YouTube content before and I talked for a whole hour and they weren't working when I was trying to do like pre-made videos. That's why I don't like to do them. Anyway, so to get back to this, I'm trying to receive this. So if y'all remember, Nine of Pentacles is often the card we get, especially when it's in one of the little packs we use, where it has the necklace. And this is like re-examining the, okay, the VOTSs, right? This is so interesting because the way I just placed these, hold on, what is this? Five of Swords, exactly. Okay, there's swords energy here. The way I just placed, oh my God, I'm so cold now. the um the cards, I didn't place them this way on purpose. I don't remember which one hit the table, if any. No, nothing hit the table. I split the deck. But, so we have the Nine of Pentacles and the Eight of Cups. This Nine of Pentacles, oh shit. Underneath it was the Four of Swords in reverse. Oh my gosh. And underneath that is the Ace of Pentacles. Pause. Okay. Pentacles and Swords. Pentacles and Swords. Because right under that is the, the other Four of Pentacles. Okay, Pentacles and Swords. Pentacles and Swords. Oh my God. That's all we have right now. And that one cup. Okay. What are we saying? There's a couple of issues that are going to come to the forefront pretty quickly. Well, let me not say pretty quickly because they've been dragging their ass all this time, right? Because, you know, earth energy takes real slow. But there's a lot of swords, a lot of divisiveness, not device, well, yes, and decisiveness that is happening. And this Eight of Cups too has been very slow moving. But I feel like we are so much more progressed on the line than we think we are. Oh, okay. Thank you for that. Because as I look at the Five of Cups, I wish I could like have a good setup. As I look at the Five of Cups, right? You see this person is ahead of five of them. Like there are only three ahead of her. Not the Five of Cups, the Eight of Cups. There are only three left ahead of her. So she's already done the hard part, the five part, the struggle part, and what's left is the celebration part, the Three of Cups celebration part. So there's this progression that's happening. This is showing me that even though this is a slow card, we are nearly to the end of it. We are past the hardest part, which is interesting. Well, the hardest part, I guess, of what's, oh, here's another pinnacle of what's, wait, what is that? The Empress in reverse. Okay. So that's what I'm getting from this is even though it's slow moving, the people walking away, for instance, the people turning away from, if not MAGA land, at least this guy land. Basically, people, you know, like how they have been AI showing him as being the only person standing in the room. Like it's literally happening now where he's being left behind. I don't know. I just received the message of it also comes in threes, and we have the three left. So, because the Five of Cups is also the Minor Arcana Death card, so there's a three over here. Girl, hold on. I don't know. This card is like, girl, pay attention, pay attention. Okay. Yes, to the 10 talk ladies, like, listen, there's also the moon there. So that's counting as well. That this is about the secrets, the revelation. She's turning her back to the struggle, to the Kool-Aid that she's been drinking. And in fact, her clothes are yellow, I think. Yes, the yellow. So they're not red, they're not blue, but they're the other primary color, which we have not yet done, right? Is a real like we have a green party, but that's not a primary color. So this is something else even emergent out of that. And the yellow not being of chicken, but being of radiance, of truth, of light, of value. And the other thing that I notice about this too is how she's facing the moon. So she's not turning away from the revelation of secrets. She's facing the moon. And there's two things here with that is facing head on the things that have been done in the dark, but also the moon is a key to spirituality, to femininity, to understanding that there's more control in you because of the way that you're able to control the way that water literally flows, and water being one of the most powerful elements on the earth. The earth itself could dry. A fire could really be put out. The earth needs water. Fire gets quenched by water. Air holds water. So there's just so much of the fact that this water is way more powerful than anything is. And being that she is facing head on, looking at this moon, and this moon is not all that defined, it is bleeding into the clouds. And then the clouds are even like in front of her. So it's almost like she's walking into it, becoming it. So there feels like this rise of spirituality, yes, this rise of the femininity, but not just the feminine, but seeing the power of the feminine. And I don't mean in this masculine, feminine way that everybody is like buzzwording. I'm just talking about this this softness, this nurturing, this compassion, this caring, and this connection. Because while the sun lives in the sky, you're not really trying to stand in the sun and stare at the sun for a long time in order to connect spiritually, right? But with the moon is a reflection of the sun. So it's almost like giving you what you can handle from the heat of that light. So it's still about truth, and it's still about just taking care of you. And the other thing about the moon I'm receiving here is that even while you grow in spirituality, or, in just like growing to understand your own power, it's also about the connection with, I'm going to say it the way I just got it, which was really weird, with the other earth, the other you, the other versions in a way. It feels like things are, to use a word that Jen used a long time ago that we were talking about before, there feels like there's a convergence happening. Matter of fact, a friend of mine just told me this story today when I was speaking with her. She had a really terrible accident last week. Someone rear-ended her from the front, which means they were more than likely trying to set her up to, get in trouble. But she happened to have one of those dash cams on the front of her car, so they took off when they noticed she had a dash cam. So that's legit a thing that people do, get a dash cam. Little did they know, her dash cam actually did not record them because it was too far over and it wasn't sitting where it needed to sit. But it didn't matter. They saw that she had one, so they took off. Luckily, they didn't do a lot of damage to her car. It just, she has a deductible she has to pay suddenly, unfortunately. But it's one she had. But she was telling me that before the accident happened, she not dreamt, sorry. Before the accident happened, like the day before, she had a conversation with her daughter who had been at work. This was not a dream. She had a conversation with her daughter. Her daughter was in the house. She said the animals were affected by her being present, because one of the animals were hers, they know her, whatever. So the animals were affected. And she had this conversation with her daughter. Then her daughter comes home. And she's like, wait, I thought you were here. And the daughter was like, no, I was at work. we talked on the phone. She said, we didn't talk on the phone. This is what we talked about. And she's like, yeah, we just talked about that on the phone. She said, no, you were in front of me. We were talking. The dogs were affected by you. You were wearing this same exact outfit. And she doesn't see her daughter because her daughter leaves during the night for work. So she was able to be like, you were wearing the same outfit. And the daughter's like, no, we talked on the phone about this thing. And when she told me, see, I'm getting chills. When she told me, I said, oh my gosh, you just went into another timeline. Pretty interesting. And what's even interesting is when she had this car accident the next day, she wasn't listening to herself because herself told herself not to go that way. Herself told herself not to do this thing. And she was like, oh, this will be quicker. I'm going to just do it this way. And that's when she got in the accident. And I'm like, I think you got protected because it's almost like you were switched out of your dimension, your timeline, to know something was coming, you know? And something that could have cost her her life because she got hit from the front, even though it was from the back, like the guy backing up, but the person backed up extremely fast, she said, to the point where she wasn't totally able to like back up or do something. And when she told me about this conversation she had with her daughter, she's like, I did not dream it. Like, she was here. We were talking. We had the same exact conversation that she said we had on the phone. I was like, this is amazing. So this is bringing me to what I just received here with this card about meeting the other earth. And this is also interesting because a lot of people over the last couple of weeks have been saying that they have felt like they're in a different timeline. Like things are just slightly different. And it feels like, I will tell you this, it does feel like it's been a rollout, right? Because I had this moment where I was like, whoa, what's happening? And then other people have had that moment too, like, whoa, something feels different. Um, so it just feels like it's a rollout as opposed to everybody's on at one time. It feels like a rollout. So I will tell you, I don't think I misspoke when, well, obviously I didn't misspeak because I measured my words in saying it. I think there's a convergence that's happening, a righting of the world, so to speak. And I don't mean right wing, I mean like correcting of the world. I think that's what's happening. So that came out, as did the Nine of Pentacles. Now, this Nine of Pentacles is saying, notice the grapes on the vine. I don't know. There's a saying about grapes on a vine, right? Oh, sorry. There's got to be a saying about it. Something about grapes. What's grapes on a vine? Grapes on a vine. Saying? Because I'm getting to notice the grapes on a vine. Not I heard it through the grapevine. Be like a vine that produces grapes without looking for anything. No, that's not it. It's something about grapes on a vine. I don't know. Grapevine means unofficially, but no, that's not what I'm receiving. It's crazy. That's Marcus Aurelius Marcus that says, be a vine that produces grapes without looking for anything in return. I don't think this is it. Oh. You can't eat, this is an interesting quote. You can't eat a cluster of grapes at once. The vine bears three types of grapes: the first of pleasure, the second of intoxication, and third of disgust. Interesting. I don't know. For some reason, I'm getting this.
Cesar Chavez says, the fight is never about grapes or lettuce. It's always about people. All right, anyway, I don't know why I'm being asked to pay attention to the grapes on the vine here. I'll wait to see if anything comes. Oh, okay. Galileo Galilei, the sun with all those planets revolving around it and dependent on it, can still ripen a bunch of grapes as if it had nothing else in the universe to do. Oh, these are all really good. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna move forward on that. But then it looks like it's a hawk that this person also has. And what's interesting about this is this person, as I said, I was talking about the way that I've laid these cards out. This person was looking at this person in what appears to be kind of judgment. So it's like watching this person over here who's sneaking, but their head is down as if they did not actually succeed at it, because this is the Seven of Swords. And so this looks as if this person here, this Nine of Cups, has discovered the cheating, the stealing. The Nine of Pentacles, excuse me, not Nine of Cups, Nine of Pentacles. Oh, that's a falcon. Never mind. Falcon. And it's interesting because when I say falcon, I connect to Maltese Falcon, the book about discovering a whodunit type of tale. So, oh, that's what's happening. Okay. So, Pentacles, again, this is the Nine of Pentacles is something that I have attributed to with the VOTESs. It's also something I attribute to the documents, different documents, not the EPS ones, other ones like Money Trail, those type of documents. And again, catching this person cheating. They looked at them very, like, look at this face, bro. It's so sure. And it's like, I'm just waiting to send my falcon after you. You get what I'm like? It's crazy. And then we have these grapes, right? So we have one, two, two clusters of grapes. And very clean rows. They're getting this stuff in order. Like look at the ground. We're waiting for the ground to sprout as well. So this nine is really talking about the things that have been seeded and been collecting and waiting also to be harvested, much like the Seven of Pentacles, which I saw later. So this really feels like I'm keeping you in my sights because it's almost my turn, right? It's almost my turn. And again, when it comes down to the pentacles, five of the pentacles is behind this person, four remains. So it feels slow, but we're like right here, right here, right here, right. And it's very androgynous in the face. Oh my gosh. Woo, Jesus. I'm getting so many, so many, so many. Okay. So those were the two cards, right? Those two cards up front. The third card, though, when I looked at the deck, this guy, the law. The law was also looking at the thief. Okay? So the law, I had to put him down so I could see exactly how it was. The law was also looking at the thief. The law is also looking there, assured and about to be swift with the action. So the law was also looking at this thief. So this thief was getting it from like basically both sides. The way I had set the cards down. Anyway, yeah, because I had set them like this. So basically it was like this. They're both there. So in between, he acted quickly and it's been taking time, But when that case comes down, it's going to be so swift. Yeah, like Excalibur. Okay, so there's that part, right? So then the law is watching. That's the thing. Like, they're not going to be able to get away with this because remember, we have, and this feels, if you notice, these women are speaking up. It's largely the women, but it's also the men with their feminine energy. And by feminine energy, again, it means community, compassion, those type of things. So these men are standing up as well. Men and females are standing up. And then, y'all, I had the four swords right under the thief, right under the thief, the four swords, and the evidence of what he has done and everything he's tried to keep safe and away from people cracked wide open. Oh my gosh. And then that's it. Because priorities have shifted. This was like just pentacles and swords, pentacles and swords, pentacles and swords in that cup, right? But that cup feels like it was speaking to us the people. While there's this is the rest of this, because here now we have big choices ahead of us, y'all. Here now, exactly. Only the one that pure of heart, because I don't think we're waiting on just one person. But look at how these seven of cups are, because we have big choices in front of us and we can't see them. We don't know which one is the correct one. Like, this is not like the regular cups that you see on, all the other things. There's a glimpse into some of them, but they're like, you don't know what's going to happen, and that's our future. That's where we are, is we don't know exactly. This is going to take time, and it has to be right. But please understand, the path we take is going to be right, because right after that choice is the King of Wands, not in the reverse, in the upright, followed by the Eight of Wands. So again, decisive action and messaging. And I know we're feeling anxious about what's coming, but listen, there is a shift in the power, and it's not flowing the same way it used to be anymore. It is like there has been a turn, and I think we read that at the end of June or at the beginning of July, like, yo, something's shifting, something's turning. And then this right here is what's waiting, is the Queen of Cups. And while normally that does represent Lotus for us, I think in this case it represents us having a voice, having a say, having a choice, right? And again, being able to do that with more alignment. The other thing that I'm seeing is the Eight of Swords in reverse. So that is finding freedom as we shake all this stuff out, all this legacy of ill-gotten gains, this legacy. Like, people know us as the most evil country out there, second most evil country, because that star takes the first one. But like, when you hear from people now, they're like, America's never been good. And it gives you a list of wars. We did our soft power things to be like, hey, we're the drug dealer, but we just threw a Christmas party for you. Like, bro, like, seriously? Exactly, that fairy tale that we believed. But there are two new things on the horizon, y'all. We have Page of Wands, and no, this is not shady. And we also have the Page of Pentacles. We have a new start, but we need a new belief, a new message. We need something new to believe in. And I think we're going to get there, because here's the sun. And with these sunflowers, you have to look towards the sun. A sunflower will find it in the darkness. It will grow in the direction of whatever little heat it can find to warm itself from the coldness of the night. And so what's really interesting, though, is it's not actually looking up. It's looking at the new child on the white horse in the middle of the road. So the sunflowers aren't even looking up at the sun. It's looking up at what is the sun. In this case, this is our new beginning, our baby season. The majority of them, yeah, were female. But these things here, it's like, come on, y'all. We got to hold on. We have to hold on. We can't say we're cooked. We can't say we're giving up. Because the thing that we want, the freedom, the country that actually takes care of you, I think it is going to be something we work harder for in this new season of our era than we've ever did before. I don't think we're going to be satisfied with the lies. I don't think we're going to swing extreme. This doesn't feel like an extreme swing, but it feels like more of a march in the right direction. The problem is when you do that, that will cause the antithesis to rise up. So we've got to be prepared for that too. That means we have to invest in the right soil, the right nutrients, the right people. So this thing is coming. It's don't give up. It's hold fast. It's stay strong in who you are and why you're here. This is it's going to be a journey. If anything else, this card is showing a journey, and just refuse the bullshit because we can't take what they're giving us. If we do, we're not going to go anywhere, and they will constantly be breaking their social contract of taking care of us. But the gag is, we're the moon. We're the ones with the power. We're the ones with the strength. And we're the ones who can turn this shit around immediately. But it's taken people a very long time to recognize that. So I love these cards. They're so, so, so good. So these are, for anybody who wants to know which cards these are, this is the actual deck. Like once we hit the 1,000 subscribers, that I will be choosing an active subscriber to be entered for a drawing for them. But these are it, the Violet Veil. They're so gorgeous, by the Empath Soul. So, thank you. I just wanted to know what that message was going to be. I just felt drawn to these in the first cards before we get into this because, like I said in the very beginning, I wanted to read on Pete. But this is just a reminder here, I guess, in this July season that we still have half a way to go, is to remember what we're doing this for. Remember that we're fighting, right? Can't remember who said it from the civil rights movement. My feet are tired, but my soul is rested. Oh, I gotta look that up. The divine feminine energy will not be about power. Yeah, it's not about power. It's really about community at this point. And what's really interesting now is 2 years ago when I was on a walk, in my God, you're not listening to me era, and just walking and trying to hear from God, because normally I get downloads and stuff. I'm like, you're so silent, you're so quiet. And I all of a sudden just heard this word community. And I'm like, I know, I've been out, I used to be in online business communities and stuff like that, but they were just so, I got so triggered by them. Like I would really turn off from business because, I was late diagnosed. So I didn't understand that every bit of that business advice was against my actual wiring. And so it just became trauma to me. So I was just so triggered from anything business. And but being out of let me see, soul is rested. Being out of a community, I didn't know who I was. I was unanchored. My soul is rested. Yeah, I'm trying to see who said that. Mother Pollard of the Montgomery Boys boycott. When asked if she was tired, she said, "My feet is tired, but my soul is rested." Girl, you got a lot of good stuff in there. Because you had the other person about the quote about like being you or whatever it was that you had put on your soul reading intake. Oh my gosh, you have some really good quotes. I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, something about business. Oh, but yeah, I heard the word community, and I was just like, yes, I need community. And that's why I'm really big on, honestly, like an online community is great, but in person is just a different thing. Like I would be in those online communities for business, and that's great. We can sit, we could talk, we could chat, we can work, be in power sessions, whatever. But it's like whenever we met up, there's just this human to human energy exchange that is just so beautiful. And it's kind of like how I feel about water and how I feel about going outside barefoot. I have to touch the earth, I have to touch the water because it refuels my soul, it refills my soul. And so, just thinking about the fact that it's community, now that I'm seeing communities stripped away and other communities having to wake up and band together, like how Minnesota ended up, having to do that and all the different things, it's just community has become so big. And I feel, other than an online one, I feel so without. And community is the way to survive this. It just is. And you have to create it if you don't have it. Um, and so the online's good, but I need in person. And I don't know, I got to figure out how to create it because there's just something different. There's just something so different. Um, but anyway, so I want to get into Pete real quick.